PvP on our map. Frost spawning in the top right for his team Lucky13. They've already won the week. It's our green Zerg player, JustBlu. Yeah, in button micro. And his opponent in the bottom right. Gonna try to win some maps back for his team. It's our red Protoss player for Team BearSloths. It is MattTheKat. I don't know, I had a brain fart when I was reading his name because you can't see the entire name. Oops, that doesn't work. You can't see the entire name on the overlay, so I can't remember how to get rid of that either. Oh well. Oh well. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Anything interesting comes out. This is a very large map, and given that it is a large map, Matt's going to go ahead and try to go for some sort of either Forge Expand, I would hope, given that he put this pylon down here. Even so far as to say he would probably go Nexus first, if he is ballsy. We will wait and see. But probe actually just gonna be annoying, making sure that drone wasn't going down there for a hatch first, but it's still looking like it may be hatch first. Still a possibility. Nope. Gonna go pool first. Because why not? It is a big map, but it is Protoss, and pool first is always a lot easier to deal with anything that happens. It's just a little bit more of a risk for not much of a reward as a Zerg player. But his drone is going to scout out and see that it is forged, so he may could actually end up being a little bit afraid of this. I mean, there is this probe here. He could get cannon rushed at this natural. There is an Overlord checking out, making sure things are going to be okay. Making sure he's going to be staying safe from any sort of cannon rush. And JustBlu sitting down true drones to take care of this probe, so it is not able to... never mind, he was just slightly out of position, but no big deal. Matt's going for his Nexus right after that Forge, and drones just chilling, saying hi to each other. Speaking about how life sucks being a peon? I was thinking of like proletariat and plebeian. Plebeian, is that a word even? God, I don't even know. Man, I think of words poorly. Anyway, Matt is just gonna expand, be happy. Probably doesn't feel too scared of anything that's gonna be coming his way. He already manning a cannon. I mean, the pool was already on the way. He's actually gas on the way already for JustBlu, so he's gonna have speed up pretty quickly. This natural base is only about 60% done, so he'll have speed pretty quickly. I just realized I need to turn flux off because it's making my screen yellow, which probably isn't good for casting. There we go. Look at the real colors of the screen. I don't know if that comes across when you're streaming. I would imagine so. I think. I don't really know. I'll have to go back and look at this replay, or this VOD explicitly, just to see if I can see when it changes. I imagine it did just get a lot brighter for everybody on the stream. Well, if I'm not insane, at least. So, no tech choices out for either player really just yet. Gas still coming for JustBlu. He's already over 100. He could pull off and get to speed and then focus on minerals for a little while if he wants to. He is getting a third base, however. And I think Matt saw that. No, he didn't see it. He's just expecting it. He didn't see the third base just yet. He may have seen a drone down there. But he has his pylon now. And these four lings don't sniff out this pylon being here. This could get a little dicey with a bunch of gateways being added on for Matt. If he decides to do that and maybe get +1 and just go snipe off this third base really easily. But as I say that, he's getting a Stargate. So still a lot of decisions to make for Matt and for JustBlu in this game. 29-22 workers. Protoss player is quite a bit ahead actually. His Nexus wasn't that much quicker. Looks like JustBlu has just been a little bit more supply blocked. Having a little bit more difficulties keeping himself in the green there, or in the white I suppose, since it's white until you are supply blocked as red. Yeah. Economic terminology on top of that. Yeah, but Lings were able to get in and see the Stargate. I'm not sure if he may not have clicked on it though. If he didn't click on it, he won't know that that's a Stargate explicitly. It could be anything. Well, so he's not necessarily completely sure what that is, but Matt's gonna be going for Phoenix here. adding on Phoenix with just some gateway units for a little while. Mushroom Core is finished, and he's going to poke out. She is going to poke out. He, I would say she. Let's go with she. She's going to poke out, take out these Lings, at least push them away from the main. And the first Phoenix is done, and already moved across the map, but there's no Overlords in the way here. Absolutely no Overlords. And that's what he wants. That's all he really wants, is to kill Overlords. And he's not going to find any. He will eventually get to one. Okay, he did see that it was indeed the Stargate. Yes, Spore Crawler's finished, and adding on a Roach Warren now. And just a bunch more drones. So, with Spore Crawlers, he's going to feel nice and safe against these Phoenix. Only one out at the moment, and they're just going to be looking around for Overlords, but sadly, for Matt, there's no Overlords. There aren't any Overlords except for the one that's in the main base. So, whatever. A couple more gateways coming in for Matt. He still can use this pylon to pressure. He has +1 on the way and about halfway done. So, with a quick amount of chrono into that, he can +1 very quickly and a lot of zealots into this base. And with JustBlu worrying so much about these Spore Crawlers, he's not going to have much to defend otherwise. He's going to have a queen there, yes, but he's not going to be Spine Crawlers. He's not going to have much in the way of army units either. The Roach Warren is finished, and he's adding on 2 Evo Chambers, and Lairs on the way as well. And there's no army supply. His army supply is in these Lings here, and there's an interesting just pathing coming out from all of these Phoenix. He's already got 4 Phoenix on the map. He's continuing to make Phoenix. He's going really, really heavily into these Phoenix here. A couple Spine Crawlers being added at the front of the natural, and one being added into the third. But that's a good amount of Phoenix, and they can pop in and take out a queen, especially a queen that's not by her Spore Crawler. But instead, they're going to run right into the Spore Crawler and try to get taken out. It's pretty intensive to try to play Stargate style as a Protoss player at this level. This is a gold versus gold, so I commend you for going into this Stargate. But it's just so much more difficult to play than just going straight standard gateway and robotics. And to say that, he's already added on the robotics. It's already starting to make portals, and he's adding on a bunch more gateways. So he's definitely revving up to do a lot of damage, probably to this third base. This could be shaping up to be a very, very heavy aggressive playstyle. But Robotics Bay is actually on the way as well. So I guess maybe expecting to see some mutas, but doesn't matter. No matter. Getting a queen again. That queen was not by her Spore Crawler, and that's what happens. That's what happens. Sorry, Spore Crawler. And there's actually an Overlord that's going to get sniped off here, and another one probably going to get sniped off as well and starts moving. Even if it does start moving, that's a lot of Phoenix. That's 5 Phoenix. They kill Overlords very quickly, and a couple Zealots being morphed in here. And with +1, they're going to be able to take out the Spine Crawler, but Roaches are going to be able to go over and push that away, but just losing more and more Overlords. And he's lost 4 Overlords at this point, and actually losing more and more drones as well. He needs to get the Phoenix out of there. No biggie there. But 3 workers died, and now the pylon has been sniffed out, and the Roaches are going to be able to take that out, but again, these Phoenix being super annoying. And Lucky Blue is like, how do you deal with this? He's only got the 1 Spore Crawler, so another queen is going to die. And 1 Spore Crawler works when it's only like 2 Phoenix, but this is 5 Phoenix. You need a little bit more than that, and as he makes these Overlords, he's going to start losing more Overlords. Another queen comes in here and tries to do some damage. Not going to be able to do too much. Another Spore Crawler at the front of the natural here. Very nicely done. Very nicely placed, but now he has only 2 queens. He had more queens than that earlier. So losing queens is never a thing you want to have. Now his production is very, very stunted at the moment. It's going to be difficult for him to actually defend this follow-up aggression that's going to come, but no third base even from our Protoss. He's got a couple Immortals and a good amount of sentries. And does he see? He doesn't yet see that this is coming his way. And he's going to try to be making a third base. And if he doesn't see all these Roaches coming away and the Roaches get into good positions, it'll be very difficult for Matt to hold off. So despite doing a good amount of damage, he needs to get in a better position. He needs to have some units actually fend this off. All the units are back over the third base trying to defend, but now there's nothing to fight this off. The R2 Immortals done at Colossus is about to pop out. And now he just has 2 Immortals and some Force Fields. Force Fields are decent, but not nearly good enough to fend off all of those Roaches. Roaches get right on top of the army. Actually, Colossus getting much further down than it needs to. Colossus gets sniped off as well, and now there's a lot of Roaches versus some small gateway units. There's not much here for our Protoss player. He's having to bring back the Phoenix, and Phoenix has to lift as many units as possible. He probably needs to use every single Phoenix to lift, just so he can survive against this right now. Overcharge has not been activated yet. Motion Core is still sitting down at third base. So despite this, he hasn't decided to overcharge as a natural. He is making 2 immortals at a time, which is really going to help. There aren't many roaches left over. There are still 14, but now they're right on top of this Nexus. Again, more and more getting lifted up. And 2 immortals. They do have +1/+1. Yeah, this is going to be pushed back, finally. But Matt lost a lot. He lost every single one of his sentries, which is quite a big deal. He's got twice the amount of resources lost, and now there's another swing of units coming in, and they're gonna try to come over here and kill go out to the third base. But there is the Motion Core, and the Motion Core can overcharge. But it may not matter. He could try and snipe this with only 2 immortals. I think, yeah, Matt's gonna have to sit back and just let this die, because he cannot attack into that with the small amount of units that he has right now. Luckily, he does have this double robo he can be producing, but this is a little bit iffy. He just lost his third base to a bunch of roaches. It's a bit of a scary situation to be in. His opponent doesn't have much in the way of workers either, but he would definitely like to be having a third base at the moment. Matt again gonna try to push out, moving around with his Phoenix, trying to be as annoying as possible. Are there any Hydras on the field? There are no Hydras on the field. He does have the Hydra done. He has that +1 done as well, for his range and his carapace as well, and just nothing he can really do. Phoenix sitting on top of the army, just making sure they're not moving anywhere, I suppose. Queen could start attacking, or... Hello. There we go. Gonna pick something up. Gonna pick up the Queen, maybe. Gonna pick up the Queen, maybe. There we go. Just had to find the right button. G is a very annoying button to go get, honestly. He hasn't changed that, and now there's 3 Overlords here, just right for the taking. He may not be able to kill him because there's a Spore Caller here. To get some micro, he's gonna be able to kill most of them though. And again, just being annoying. He may lose a Phoenix. No, not gonna lose a Phoenix. So nicely done. But again, this counter here from JustBlu, despite losing eight Overlords so far in this game, he's gonna start pushing it to his opponent. Void Ray is available, and this base is probably gonna need to be canceled because he's not in position to actually defend this right now. He's going to try to keep it alive as much as possible, but there really isn't... yeah, you don't have to cancel that. There's no point in trying to fight into that at the moment. He doesn't really have the units to do that. He does have 1 Colossus done, and the Colossus is about halfway on its way out, and now there's a bunch of Lings and Roaches popping in here. Overcharge goes down, and there's a lot of army actually in a good spot. Nice force fields here coming from Matt. 1 Immortal... might not actually, it's actually not going to go down. JustBlu is trying to evacuate, but all these roaches are just dancing in front and getting killed off. Mortal up front has 6 kills. Another force field kills off another roach, and now Matt takes a nice advantage. 140 to 108 supply here in favor of our Protoss player. Still no third base, however, but there's not a fourth base for the Zergs, not a fourth or a fifth base right now. So Matt only being on 2 bases is still okay. The sheer amount of units you can have on 2 bases as a Protoss is pretty ridiculous, but you know, whatever. It's a really, really scary army. It's pretty low on upgrades right now, but that's not a big deal. A couple more roaches getting caught out in the middle of nowhere. Is there... Okay, yeah, there is. He has the Twilight Council, so he could... Actually, there he is. He's finally getting +2. +2 and Blink are on the way to add into this. 2 Colossus at a time being made, and if it's going to be just a bunch of Hydras and Roaches against a lot of Colossus and even these Immortals that are mixed in, this is going to start turning definitely into the favor of our Protoss player. +2, +1 done for the Zerg player. Actually, +2 Carapace. So +1, +2 done for the Zerg player, actually. +2 attack is on the way. +2 attack is on the way for the Protoss player as well. And his third base is finally going to get up, and this time he's actually made a bunch of cannons. So you can actually stay safe. And also walling off. Always, always, always do this when you're making a base. It's going to keep you safe. Ling run bys aren't going to be able to do too much. They have to get around all of this to be able to get in. And there's a bunch of cannons to be firing at them the entire time. Fourth base finally being taken by JustBlu as well. And both players are trying to transition out of that early game aggression. And actually another almost kind of hidden base. It's pretty far away from everything for JustBlu. So he's trying to take his 4th and 5th at the exact same time, which is a wise decision. His natural base is pretty low on minerals here, and his main is getting close to mined out. No hive on the way just yet for JustBlu. And so he's still sitting on this lair tech, which is not really where you want to be at this stage of the game. Phoenixes are definitely going to be losing their luster now that the hiders are out in the field. One Phoenix goes down, now we're down to 3 Phoenix total. And it looks like Matt is, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a proxy pylon that he's going to be warping in from, or he's going to start adding in another base, but he definitely does not have the minerals to be making another base at the moment. Spire finally on the way for JustBlu. And it doesn't look like it's going to matter because Matt is going to move out now. He knows he's got a pretty huge army. It's a really powerful army, and when you're facing just lair tech at the moment, I mean, he's got pathogen glands on the way, but there's no infestors out, and there's nothing else really out that's going to scare you as a Protoss player. You've got some force fields, you've got a good amount of force fields. I mean, these sentries are all pretty much at full energy, and he's going to kill his base off. And if this army decides to push in, it's going to get cut off completely with force fields. And he's not going to be able to, yeah. He's going to back off, and Matt saw this base being morphed in. So now he's got a proxy pylon over here. He's going to morph in probably a bunch of zealots and take that out. And his Zerg opponent is going to be stuck on 3 bases once again. And again, just this lair tech. Hive is on the way, but what is he going to do with the Hive? Going up to 3-3 with lair units and hopefully some infestors, I suppose, since he does have pathogen glands on the way. Finally adding in a bunch of corruptors. But now we're at 4 Colossus and how many Void Rays? 2 Void Rays. And if he continues with these Void Rays and the Colossus count, it's going to be rough to even deal with. And again, another base is going to go down to a bunch of zealots here from Matt, setting up that proxy pylon very nicely. And again, just adding pylons closer and closer to his opponent. So he's going to start being very, very annoying. And not getting a 4th base up is going to be a problem for a Zerg player very, very quickly here. He is at the 9 Corruptors now, but they have 0 upgrades. They will probably make short work of these Colossus. There's only 4 of them, but there are a good amount of Stalkers. I mean, there's 17 Stalkers right now. No Storms or anything to speak of. It's going to be difficult to deal with, but again, Matt just throwing away some Zealots, not a problem. Getting some damage done at the same time. They don't have charge. Just now started. I think he realized when he got into the base, like, I don't have charge, and I would really like to have charge. So he is finally adding in charge, but it probably isn't going to matter. This is going to be very, very difficult for JustBlu to hold. He does have an opportunity to do so with the amount of Corruptors he does have, but with the Corruptors getting in there, he can just force field off the entire army. And actually, I'm not sure if no, he's gonna swing back and try to save this base, but it goes down without a cancel, and yeah, he's gonna force field off the main what he thought would be the main army, but nice, very nice force fields. Not many of them overlapping, and now it's just the Corruptors out front. And Corruptors against Stalkers, not too good, but blinking a bunch of Stalkers in front of the force fields not going to work out too well for Matt. Both players still maxed out, but a lot of that supply is in Corruptors that aren't really going to be able to attack for a while. More and more split fields trying to go down, still cutting off most of this army, which is very, very nice for him. Colossus just firing for free. Corruptors are finally swinging in, but Corruptors are getting in there very, very late to the party. And they were attacking the Void Rays and the Phoenix, so Colossus going unabated here. I think most of the armies for both players are going to die, but at a point it's not going to matter. There are 9 Corruptors here and not much else. There's a bunch of roaches made that are finishing up now, but it is +2, +1 for a Protoss player. He's going to have +3 attack right now. Pretty soon, he actually has +2 armor done as well, and he's going to continue just pushing across the map, kind of like a Zerg player, or kind of like a Terran player. There are a good amount of Corruptors here. If they can get a nice angle, they're going to do just that. They're going to get a nice angle on these Colossus, but he sees that, blinks to kind of save them, not focusing down on the Corruptors, however. And all the Colossus are looking like they're going to die. Trying to get out of there. Finally, Stalkers are blinking at it. Only 1 Colossus survives, but that's not too big of a deal, and JustBlu is going to call the GG there. Had no army supply to speak of. So, MattTheKat takes another map for BearSloths, makes it 5-3.